Hello everybody and welcome back to Monday.io. Today we are going to play Nina Aquila, Legal Eagle, but first I'm going to add a little bit more format to this show because it seems a little bit weird. Oh, that was a voice crack. It seems a little bit weird for us to jump into games that are, you know, either experimental or little known without context. So I think for each of these videos we are going to take a look at the description on the itchio page for a little bit additional context and see, you know, what the game's inspirations are or what it's inspired. That's the same thing. Or, you know, what it's going for, basically. So let's read the description. Battle for justice in an anime-themed world as Nina Aquila, defense attorney and bona fide legal eagle. Nina Aquila, Legal Eagle is an anime-themed graphic adventure game in which you play the role of a defense attorney. Fledged City is in crisis, and it's up to Nina Aquila and her friends to make sure justice prevails. A fully safe-for-work graphic adventure. Take the role of a new defense attorney. Get to know a cast of quirky characters. Defend your client in court. With a tone that mixes crime with a lighthearted feel, a cast of quirky characters, and a compelling story, Nina Aquila, Legal Eagle. I almost said Legal Angel. That would have been a good name. Hey, Ethan. Legal Angel. It's intended as a homage to the Phoenix Wright franchise, which should appeal to all fans of anime and graphic adventures. So, that is the description. There is also a bunch of trigger warnings and stuff, but Chapter 1 should not present any major trigger or content issues for most adults. So yeah. Anyway, so for a little bit more additional context, the developer of this game, Ethan Fox, is the person who suggested that I do this game, but I was not given a code for covering this game. In fact, it's free to play. The first chapter is entirely free to play. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to play it yourself. And the second chapter of it is actually in the itchio racial injustice bundle, so you probably already have it if you don't suck. So hey, you could probably just play the first two chapters of this like right now. So really all I'm doing here is being like, hey, look at this game. I know next to nothing about it. I've not booted this up before. So we're gonna see what the deal is. Hello? Nina, where are you? I'm, Miller Defense and Law Offices, November 5th at 9:12 a.m. Why aren't you at the courthouse? Have you forgotten what day it is? Just give me a sec, would you? Oh, I'm still at the office. Last thing I remember, I was reviewing the case file. I guess I fell asleep? Never mind that. Get down here right now. I've got my hands full with the defendant. I can't mother you as well. Of all the times to fall asleep, I'd better get to the courthouse. Can I look at stuff? Is that allowed? Oh, there's a menu. Evidence. That's... Oh, it's like, how the Ace Attorney games give you Phoenix's badge as a piece of evidence. Ooh. Wow. What? Ugh. Not even enough time to take a shower. I can't read today, apparently. Yo, look at this whole overworld, though. We got like a whole anime intro going on here? We sure do. Oh my god, who's that though? I guess that's our Edgeworth there. This track is really good too. Okay, well, I kind of already love the character with pink hair, but that's because I have an affinity towards pink. District Courthouse, Defendant Lobby C, November 5th, 9:24 a.m. Hello, why you look like a witch? Miss Aquila! Your supervisor was here, and she seemed really mad. Nina! Uh-oh. She kinda scares me. Hello? Anya, I got here as quickly as I could. You were supposed to be here an hour ago. I've had to arrange transportation for the defendant and... Did you come via the gym or something? I ran here. Straight after you woke me up in the office. Is everything okay? Everything's fine. Nina's a real pro under pressure. Aren't you? Ow. Did she just hit me? Of course, everything's going to be fine. In any case, we best get to the courtroom. Meryl, the bailiff will come to collect you shortly. Just hang on for a couple more minutes. Nina, one last thing. Ooh. Oh, that's my badge. You've earned this. Finally, my own defense attorney ID. You nervous? A little, I guess? I'll be there to help you out. This maybe wasn't the best start to your last supervised trial, but just remember, you're one of the brightest young lawyers I've ever supervised. Really? What? I can say nice things. Just walk in, sit at your bench, and stay focused on your client's innocence. Now get going. I'll join you at the bench. Just like Anya said, all I've got to do is head to my bench. It should be past the gallery, then on the left. Yeah, like right here. Yeah. Who's the new guy? The prosecutor? That's Chad Hawk. Oh, I hate him already. Chad? They say he's a real prodigy, but a stickler for procedure. Don't get nervous. Judge Tawny. Oh! Pink hair lady's the judge. Please be seated. Oh, she seems like a hard ass. We are here today in observance of the case of Meryl Tideville. Prosecutor Hawk, are you prepared for the case? As always, Your Honor. As always, Your Honor. Miss Aquila? Seriously, I've known him for like... Oh, Miss Aquila. Yes, Your Honor? Psst. What did I tell you about staying focused? Now that I have your attention, I trust you have crafted a reasonable attempt at a defense. No. Very well. Mr. Hawk, please state the prosecution's case. Of course, Your Honor. Emergency services were called to the Green Acre camping grounds in the early hours of November 1st. A fire had broken out in the facility's main building, which spread to some of the smaller buildings. Meryl Tideville was arrested leaving the scene. The prosecution asserts that she started the fire to facilitate insurance fraud, and we intend to establish a motive for this through witness testimony. He seems pretty confident. He talks a good fight. Let's find out if he's got the chops. Thank you, Mr. Hawk. Bailiff, please bring in the defendant. Defendant, can you please confirm your name and occupation? Why is she wearing that costume? Damned if I know. If a certain someone had gotten here earlier, they might have been able to fix that. Subtle. Miss Tideville? Oh, you're nervous. Meryl Tideville, Your Honor. So you do have a voice. Well, at least she got her name right. I perform secretarial work at the camping ground and assist with event planning. Which is why you were there on the evening in question? Ordinarily, yes, but that night I was actually there for a party. Also, I was on a date. What's that? I was on a date. I see. My report says you were arrested after the building caught fire, hours after the party ended. Why were you still on the site at that time? I had to close up the site. But when I spotted the fire, I ran to get help. And that's when you were arrested? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Meryl Tideville, you stand accused of arson. How do you plead? Not guilty. Miss Tideville, the court recognizes your plea. Prosecution, bring forth your first witness. Here we go. Huh? I know you've done this before, but as this is your last supervised trial, I'll fill you in one last time on how this all works. Hawk's about to bring out a witness who will give a statement. Listen to it. Try to focus on the little details. You're looking for an inconsistency, a flaw of some kind, which shows the witness is either lying or just mistaken. Don't worry about memorizing the statement, though. You'll be able to recap it afterward. Look for inconsistencies. Got it. Good thing we have lots of experience with this, doing the class trials in Danganronpa. Witness, please confirm your name and occupation. Jackie Marsden, Your Honor. I work as a graphic designer for Rookery. Rookery? The corporation? Yes, ma'am. Please tell us how you came to be involved in this incident. Okay. I saw Meryl leaving the campgrounds after the party while the building was on fire. If I'm honest, Meryl's always been a bit of an oddball. As far as I could see, no one else was there. She must have started the fire. Why else would she be running around late at night dressed as a fire mage? Is she supposed to be dressed like that character from, Konosuba? Is that what that anime is called? I've never watched it, so I don't know. I also don't know the character's name. Very well. Miss Aquila, you may begin your cross-examination. Now we get on to the main event, cross-examination. Do you want me to remind you how this works, or are you good to go? Yeah, I could do with help. How do we cross-examine again? I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Cross-examination is where we do our stuff. In a moment, you'll be able to review the witness's statement from before. It's split up into segments to be easier to work with. For each part of the statement, you can do several things. You can continue to move on to the next segment of the statement, or go back to the previous segment. If you continue after the last segment, you just go back to the start, so don't worry about that. You can press the witness for a bit more information about the segment. Oh, bad at reading today. I haven't had enough coffee. Hold on. Let me sippy. You should probably start by doing this for every segment. You can also open menu to save the state of the game, so you can resume from there later. You should try to save frequently. Save the state of the... Moving on. I think you brushed over... Moving on. You can also review and present evidence. But we don't have any evidence right now. We'll come back to that later. So, are you good to go? Or do you want me to explain that again? Let's go. Are you sure it was her? It was dark after all. Really, Aquila, there was a building on fire nearby. There was more than enough light. I suppose he has a point. Yes, I'm quite certain. Also, if I'm honest, Meryl's always been a bit of an oddball. Press. That's a really cute portrait. An oddball? Yeah, she's a bit weird. Bit of a stretch, though, to say she'd burn down a building. She just means that she's a bit of a nonconformist, Aquila. Like I said, a bit weird. How could you be certain? The campgrounds only have one exit, and I was there. Anyone else would have to have passed me. Bad reading. That's pure conjecture. It's her opinion. The court recognizes that this is purely the witness's opinion. But there's one more thing. Good point, though. I thought she was arrested in the morning on November 1st. Well, it was the early hours, around 3 a.m. Is this important, Miss Aquila? Yes, it's important. Yes, I believe it's important. I agree. Witness, can you please add this to your statement? Oh. Jackie, you don't like Meryl very much, do you? The witness's likes and dislikes are not on trial here. Yeah, neither is her opinion, idiots. Sustained. Miss Aquila, please try to stay on topic. Your Honor, please humor me for a moment. Jackie, you've made it very clear that you find Meryl's costume to be strange. It is strange. Really? I don't think it's strange at all. Miss Aquila, I warn you not to waste the court's time. Is this important? Yes, it's important. It's of vital importance, Your Honor. The defense asserts that Meryl's unusual outfit might seem strange at first glance, except on one night of the year where it would be considered normal. Halloween. The witness was arrested on November 1st. She was arrested at 3 a.m. after attending a Halloween party. Get fucked, Edgeworth. Your Honor, I assert that Meryl's attire was wholly appropriate on the night she was arrested. I see. Yes, I believe your logic is sound, Miss Aquila. And as the witness's testimony seems to fixate on Meryl's costume, the defense moves that this testimony to be considered unreliable. But she did start the fire. She's a freak, a pyromaniac. She really seems to hate Meryl for some reason. I'd best make note of that. Witness, you will cease your outbursts immediately. Mr. Hawk, do you have anything to add at this time? No. The prosecution moves to call its next witness. Very well, bring in your second witness. The prosecution calls Detective Randall Flatfoot to the stand. I don't like that. That familiarity is bad. Hello again, Randy. How's your wife and little Ryan? They're both fine, Your Honor, though Ryan is teething. What, Oh, poor thing. In truth, I haven't had much sleep for a few weeks. What's happening? Your Honor, if I may. Oh, yes, of course. How did you become involved in this, Detective? Well, it was something of a coincidence. I actually live very near Greenacre camping grounds, so I saw the light from the fire, from a distance. I ran to see what was going on, and in the process, I bumped into Jackie Marsden and the defendant, mid-confrontation. When I walked up, Jackie was accusing Meryl of setting fire to something. Sure enough, Meryl was carrying some fire lighting equipment. That fire lighting equipment sounds important. I should make a note of that. I arrested her on the spot. And how, may I ask, was the victim's demeanor when you did that? Whoa, hang on there. Your Honor, I find it in poor taste to microanalyze the client's conduct while she was being arrested. I agree, Your Honor. You do? He does? Your Honor, the prosecution has not charged the witness with resisting arrest. It would be inappropriate for us to consider her actions during the arrest as evidence. Quite right. This exchange shall be stricken from the records. Carry on, Detective Flatfoot. Yes, Your Honor. For convenience, I was placed in charge of the police investigation into the fire. What did you find? Firstly, I can confirm that Meryl Tidefill is indeed an employee of Greenacre Camping Grounds. She has worked for them for a number of years and is considered an exceptional employee. We also looked at the webpage for the campsite, and Meryl is visible in 2 photographs on the site. This one from last year, and this one from the party on the evening in question. Does she just always wear that outfit? Or were both of them on a Halloween party? If you want to view those pictures again, you can do so later when we cross-examine. Already, I can see an important difference between them. Can you? Also, we found something else. I can already guess what he's going to say here. Greenacre Camping Grounds was circling bankruptcy. Being clear, this is speculation, but an intentional fire to defraud an insurer would be one way out of that situation. Of course, we have no conclusive proof of that at present. Don't forget the last part, Detective. Oh, right. A detailed forensic analysis will take a few weeks, but we can already be sure that the fire was deliberate, so not a gas leak, electrical fault, or a lightning strike. Thank you, Detective. Very succinct. Are you prepared to make a formal statement? Ready and willing, Your Honor. I came over to the site after seeing the signs of a fire from a distance. When I arrived, Jackie and Meryl were arguing. The main building and some of the smaller buildings were already ablaze. Meryl was carrying some campground stuff, including fire lighting equipment. I can't think of another reason why she'd have it other than to start a fire. Very well, Miss Aquila, you may begin your cross-examination. There must be another reason she'd have that equipment. Well done with that last witness. Pressing them for more information did the trick. This time, though, I think we're going to need to present some evidence. Do you want me to remind you how to present evidence, or are you good to go? I could do with the help. I'd appreciate a few pointers. Evidence is a defense attorney's ultimate weapon. Sometimes the inconsistency in a witness statement can't be found just by pressing them for more information. When this happens, you need to review your evidence and see if any of it disproves a segment of the statement. For example, a witness could say they don't know the defendant, but if you had a photo of them together, you could present that as an inconsistency. But how do I remember all the details of the pieces of evidence? You don't have to just remember. During a cross-examination, you can open menu and select evidence to see the details of all the evidence you have. From that menu, you can review pictures and read more info, which might help you find the clues you need. You should check it for every new piece of evidence you receive. I think I get it. Right. Oh. What's that? Yes, I see them. Presenting evidence takes up the court's time. Presenting the right evidence is fine, but if you present the wrong evidence... Do it too many times... If you run out of chances, the judge will make an on-the-spot judgment and find your client guilty. So think very carefully before you present a piece of evidence. Let's go. Oh. I see. I see the big thing here. Like, that's obvious, right? It's a jealousy thing. Okay. You just happened to be passing by? It's near my home. There's also a cop bar nearby that I frequent. They do these amazing chicken wings. Stay on target, detective. Yes, sir. What were they arguing about? In truth, I'm not sure. They stopped talking as I approached. The main building... Oh. The main building and some of the smaller buildings were already ablaze. How bad was it? Pretty bad. We were upwind, though, so it seemed safe. I called the fire department right away. They turned up quickly. Stuff? General campsite stuff. Tent pegs, a mallet, a bag of collected trash. You know, stuff. Perhaps she found it just before she met you? It was specialized fire lighting equipment, Aquila. No one would just leave it lying around. Yeah. I mean... I imagine it like... Oh, yeah.
Objection!
Detective, do you carry a firearm? Yes, I do. A department standard issue 225er. Do you consider that a dangerous object? Your Honor, the witness has the legal right to carry a firearm and is compelled to do so by his profession. Thank you, Mr. Hawk. What? What's your point, Aquila? In some situations, a person carrying a firearm would be considered dangerous. However, we trust the detective here because he is in a profession where he makes use of firearms. Skip to the end, Miss Aquila. Gladly, Your Honor. My client is a long-serving employee of a camping ground, a place that traditionally permits campfires. In fact, you can see her tending to a fire in this very photograph. Mr. Hawk, can you offer an explanation for this inconsistency? No, Your Honor. Your Honor, as the As the detective's testimony was based around it being strange for Meryl to be carrying that equipment, the defense moves that the testimony be considered superfluous to this case. I am obliged to agree, Miss Aquila. I see no alternative but to ask you to relinquish the stand. Randy. Always a pleasure, Judge Tawny. They seem overly familiar. I feel like that should be deemed a conflict of interest. Am I imagining things, or Flatfoot and the judge? No, you're not imagining things. Apparently, he was a bit of a heartbreaker in his day. What's that? Oh, nothing important. That's funny. I trust you have another witness, Mr. Hawk? I do. Then let's keep this moving. Bring in your third witness. Travis Bright, lead singer and frontman of Tyrannosaurus Rex. Ooh, I assume that to be some sort of musical group? You don't get out much, do you, Tawny? I don't listen to crap. Get wrecked! Talk about taking no prisoners. You got directions to the nearest burn ward? Now, Mr. Bright, I would have you refer to me as Your Honor. What's that? Yes, Your Honor. Still can't argue with the results. If I may, Mr. Bright, your friend Meryl was arrested, so in her case, I understand. But why are you still wearing that ridiculous outfit? Oh, this? This is what I was wearing when at the scene. I thought it was customary to wear the same clothes for the hearing. Customary where? Cloud Cuckoo Land? Fine, with that established, can you explain how you came to be involved in this incident? Of course. Meryl, Jackie, and I have known each other since grade school. The Green Acre Halloween party has become a bit of a tradition. This is our 5th time attending. We dress as characters from our favorite video game from when we were kids, Dragon Fantasy V. Oh, I see. I always thought Dragon Fantasy IV was the better one. They lost their charm when the series went 3D. I always preferred 7. Casuals, clearly 3 is superior. Carry on, Mr. Bright. Early in the evening, I met up with Jackie for a quick smoke before the party. Jackie smokes? Not that much. I'd guess you'd call us social smokers. Though she'll kill me for bringing that up. She doesn't like people to know. I tend to vape. Oh, he vapes. Of course you do. So you met up with her before the party? Yep, good for her too, as she didn't have a light. She had to borrow my lighter. In fact, she hasn't given it back yet. It was a good promo item from my band's... It was a promo item from my band's last tour. Has our logo stamped on the side. Best to make note of that. Mr. Bright, please just proceed to giving your formal statement to the court. Fine, fine. This is the 5th time the 3 of us have attended the Green Acre Halloween party. Jackie, Meryl, and I have just been friends since grade school. So anyway, at midnight, Meryl had to move off just to start clearing up the site. It's part of her job. I thought I'd go for another smoke with Jackie while we waited for her, but I couldn't find Jackie anywhere and I lost track of Meryl too. In the end, I just left. I got home around 1 a.m. How did you meet? Well, it's a long story involving some homework, a pineapple, and a huge badger. Is this really relevant? I suppose not. Let him talk about the badger, Hawk. You didn't ask if she needed help? Of course I did. I'm not a complete jerk, you know. But she insisted, said something about how she wasn't allowed to let party attendees into the site's storage units. I guess that makes sense. It's private property, after all. A social smoke? Something like that, yeah. You lost track of them. The camping grounds are dark. Plus, there are like trees and stuff. It's quite a big place. I suppose that's fair. It was midnight after all. You just left without seeing your friends? I did look for them for about 20 minutes. Still, the party was over and we all live in different directions anyway. Yeah, I do. This photo tells a different story, Mr. Bright. Fine, fine. Jackie and I dated last year for a few weeks. It didn't work out. You never told me that. Why didn't you... Defendant, please restrain yourself. Carry on, Mr. Bright. Lately, Meryl and I had started to grow a bit closer. And Jackie was fine with this? I mean, she never said she had a problem. Just how dense is this guy? Anyway, when it got late, around 11 p.m., Meryl and I crept off for some alone time. I didn't see Jackie after that. I see. Your Honor, the defense requests that this information be added to his testimony. Very well. Witness, please add this to your statement. You sure about that? She's never said anything, and she can be pretty assertive when she wants to be. Why? Did she say something? Did she? I'll need to think about it. Oh.
Objection!
You may not be aware of it, Mr. Bright, but Jackie hates Meryl. Seriously? Yes! Whoa. Be that as it may, Miss Aquila, is further discussion in this area good use of the court's time? The witness left the scene long before the event, and I am unsure if he can offer any more. Insight. I don't like it, but I can't see any other line of questioning. Not every witness is going to be helpful. Still, maybe he gave us more than we realize. I doubt it. No, he totally did. He absolutely did. The lighter. Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Hawk? While that short diversion into the love lives of these three people was informative, none of that changed the facts of the case. Mr. Bright's testimony ends just after midnight. So that still leaves Meryl Tideville near the building with fire lighting equipment and a proposed motive for the crime. But I didn't start the fire. Please listen to me. I would never do such an awful thing. Miss Tideville, please control yourself. You'd better think of something, Nina, and fast. But Hawk's right. Bright's statement was no help at all. Trust in your client's innocence. If Meryl's innocent, then Hawk's case is just a theory constructed to fit the facts. The only way to beat him is to come up with a better theory. Think. Another theory. What do we really know? Mr. Bright was with Meryl, but she broke off to clean up just after midnight. Bright then went home about 20 minutes later. Then, in the next 3 hours, someone started a fire. Mr. Bright had gone home, but Meryl and Jackie were still at the camping grounds. Wait, could it be... Miss Aquila, does the defense have anything to add before I pass judgment? Yes, Your Honor. I think we've missed something very important here. Mr. Hawk? You claim my client is guilty because she was present at the scene. Yes. And had a motive to start the fire? Yes. Wait. What's your point, Aquila? Perhaps you didn't look closely enough at your own witnesses. What? Miss Aquila, are you seriously suggesting that someone else could be responsible for the fire? I am, yes. I don't believe Meryl started the fire. I believe it was... Yeah, Jackie. Jackie Marston, the witness? If I may, Your Honor. Jackie was present at the scene. Wait. Jackie's whereabouts between midnight and 3 a.m. are unknown. Wait. And it's obvious Jackie hates Meryl Tideville and wanted to sabotage her date with Travis. Oh, it does the full Ace Attorney, like... She starts looking crazy. I won't stand by while you say such mean-spirited things. What sort of person do you think I am? Your Honor. Yes? I want to testify again. Judge Tawny, I must protest. You forget yourself, Mr. Hawk. The rules in this scenario are quite clear. The witness may testify if she wishes to do so. Yes, ma'am. Them's the rules, Chad. Uh-huh. Well, that was short. Statements made under emotional stress usually are. Jackie, we've been friends for years. Why are you doing this? Your Honor, Miss Tideful, please remain quiet during the cross-examination. Just hang on, Meryl. We'll straighten this out.
Hold it.
Jackie, there's something which has been bothering me about all this. Why were you there? What? The party was over at midnight, according to Travis. The witness is not on trial. There could be many reasons she would wait around. For 3 hours? That just means Meryl had plenty of time to set the building on fire. She's clearly guilty. She was rooting around in the main building for ages before I caught her. So you were, like, stalking her, basically. Drill down far enough, you'll always hit pay dirt. And I think you just drilled into the real Jackie Marsden. Witness, are you suggesting you saw my client inside the building before the fire? You didn't. You wouldn't. So what if I did? You said you waited by the exit of the camping grounds for ages. Why then didn't you check if your friend was okay once the fire started? You did it. Just because you were jealous? You started the fire while I was inside. Don't be ridiculous. After all, you were the only one with fire lighting equipment. How would I have started the fire? She's right. Unless... Wait. Did she have a way to start a fire? Yes, she did. Jackie, you did have a source of ignition with you. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. You got it from Travis Bright earlier that evening, and you instructed him not to tell anyone about it. No, and judging from your reaction, I'm willing to bet that you still have it right now in this very room. You can't possibly... I mean... Sorry, wrong, Miss Aquila. We'll see about that. Detective Flatfoot? Yes, Your Honor. I will submit the paperwork later. Perform a stop and search on this woman immediately. Mr. Hawk? Do it. Hey, stop! Cease struggling, Miss Marsden, or I will hold you in contempt of court. Well? Just a few items, Your Honor. A set of keys, a smartphone, and one lighter, which appears to bear some sort of design. Well, don't keep us in suspense. What's the design? Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have my glasses with me. Mr. Hawk, don't just stand there. It's like a dinosaur and the guitar. Tyrannosaurus Rex! Ooh. Is she okay? Oh wow, she actually fainted. She fainted! Oh my god. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to enter a statement into the record in light of recent events. Go ahead. The prosecutor's office has taken Jackie Marsden into custody. We plan to charge her with arson, with intent to murder, or at the very least, reckless endangerment. Thank you, Mr. Hawk. We will have to wait for that trial to truly close this matter. However, Miss Aquila's defense has made one thing quite clear. The prosecution's case against Meryl Tideful does not stand up to scrutiny. Therefore, on the sole charge of arson, I pronounce the defendant not guilty. Yay! Hey, we do it. Well done. How do you feel? Like... I feel like I'm about to throw up. Good. What? That's just the adrenaline. You'll be fine in an hour. How could you be so upbeat? We came within an inch of losing. Meryl Tideful could have gone to jail for over a false accusation. You want to know a secret, Nina? Something they don't tell you in law school? It's always like this. More often than not, a case will go right down to the wire. But you have to just keep pushing, keep up the pressure, and have faith in your client's innocence, even when no one else does. That's what you did today. And that's why I think you're going to be a great defense attorney. Thanks, Sonia. You're really amazing. Yeah, I know. Now put on your best smile. I think I hear Meryl just outside. Thank you so much. To tell the truth, I got real worried a few times during the trial, but you were incredible. You never lost your cool even for a second. Like a swan, believe me. It's my job, Miss Tideful. I'm a defense attorney. Oh, don't be so modest, Miss Aquila. You were a bona fide legal eagle. She really is. Gotta admit, I kinda like the sound of that. Babe, you're here. Oh, Travis. We should probably give them a moment. Not on your life. I want to see how this goes. Meryl, babe, I'm so happy you're okay. Let's go out to celebrate. I mean, my band is a gig later, but we can fit it around. Why didn't you tell me that you and Jackie dated last year? I mean, if she had a problem, I thought she would just out and say. You should have at least mentioned it to her. Babe, and stop calling me that. Travis, I'm going for a celebratory drink with Nina and Anya. We are? Looks like it. Then what am I supposed to do? You can start by apologizing to Jackie. Dude, get wrecked. I screwed this up, huh? No, Travis, you didn't. Not really. Jackie did, when she chose to set fire to that building. Still, you seem like a decent guy. Go talk to her. You'll feel better afterwards, I'm sure. Cool, I'm out. Laters. I'm sorry you two had to see that. It's fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. Awkward. So, drinks? Sounds like a plan. It's not even lunchtime. It's Quentin time somewhere, right? Let's get some mimosas. That's really cute. You did well today, Nina, even after the rocky start, so lighten up. A good attorney learns from their defeats, but a great attorney also makes time to celebrate their victories. Each case is a fresh start with a new client and a new chance to help someone who needs it. And sometimes, maybe just a couple of times in your career, it's a chance to put right something that's gone wrong. Remember that, okay? I'll see you outside. The rest of the day, if I'm honest, is a bit of a blur. However, I did my best to burn Anya's advice into my memory. Part of me felt that it'd be important someday. Ooh. Ooh, that's pretty loud. Jackie Marston, from the Clink. That's gonna cost you extra, but yeah, I can take care of her. What's your timetable? Yep, within 2 weeks, no problem. She won't have time to blab. Another one? Who? The defense attorney? No. Never mind why. That's my business. And plus, the papers say she's a bit of a rising star. Too rich for my blood. Too high profile. Anya Miller, her supervisor? Yeah, it could be arranged. I'm thinking poison. What's that? You want her alive? I see. It'll be difficult, sure. But I like a challenge. Ooh. We have intrigue. That sounds like they're gonna assassinate Jackie and kidnap Anya. Next time on Nina Aquila, a legal eagle. Ooh. I didn't do it. You need to stop running, Anya. I didn't shoot her. I didn't. I believe you. But half the department's combing the docks for you. You have to let me take you in. Drop the gun, Anya. Ooh. So is that chapter 2? I am not wearing this. Oh, come on, Nina. It's in your contract. Remember, the direct-to-viewer segment at the end of each episode, case? I don't care. I'm not wearing a leotard. But it's like from Gunbuster. You like Gunbuster. I do. I do like Gunbuster. Great. Don't forget the ears and the tail. The what now? The ears I get, but what are the wings about? Oh my god, what is this? Oh my god. Oh my god, Anya's a cat lady. Welcome to Aquila Channel, a special viewer-facing segment where we talk to you, the player. I feel ridiculous. I'm a lawyer, not a... I don't know how to say that word. Hush, Nina. In this segment, normally we'll talk about the legal ideas and pop culture references from each episode. Ooh, I get to talk about legal stuff. Okay, so... Hold up, Nina. This episode, we have a much more important thing to talk about. If you say so. This was just the first case of Nina Aquila Legal Eagle, and was really just a tutorial. If you're here, that means you've just played it. How are you doing that thing with your mouth? If you enjoyed it and want to go on to the next case, you can find out more on the itchio page. Check it out. Nina's adventures are just starting. This was just the first step, though we don't exactly have the best sets, and our props are all hand-me-downs. And I think there's a stain on this bunny girl outfit. Okay, enough about that. Also, if you enjoyed this game, we just want to ask one small favor. Tell people. We already have ambitious plans for a number of cases, each of which will be much bigger than this one. Features will include exploring crime scenes, speaking to witnesses, mini-games, a city overworld, and me. Who's he? We'll talk later. So, if you like this first taste of Nina Aquila Legal Eagle, we like to call our fans nailers. We do not like that. Anyway, if you like what you've seen, tell your friends. Okay. That's fun. Okay, so, hey. That was the first case of Nina Aquila Legal Eagle. That was actually quite good. I like that a lot. Yeah. If you want to check this out, yeah, the itchio page is down in the description. And hey, you likely already have the second case through the racial injustice bundle that itchio did. So you could just go play that right now. If you want to see me do, more videos on this in future, I could do case 2 and, I could cover the cases that come out in the future. Let me know down in the comments. This was good. I like this. Nina is a good character. I like Anya a lot. Chad. His name is Chad. That's about all I have to say about him. He seems like a good dude. He gives you more leeway than Edgeworth does, which I think is a good defining character trait. Like he doesn't push his luck, Anyway, I love you all. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night. And as always, I am no longer here.